Welcome back in legal studies. This is my third video. In previous two videos, I explained types of courts, judiciary system, salient features of judiciary, and constitution roles and impartiality. Now, we will read about appointment, training, retirement, and removal of judges. Already I explained three types of courts are there: Supreme Court, High Court, and District Court. Do you know, students? The provision and method of judges' appointments are described in the Constitution of India. Every judge's appointment method are different. So first I'll describe about the impartiality. Impartiality, it means judges are not only independent but also impartiality, especially while delivering the judgment. They should not get influenced with anyone or by anyone. All judges are impartial for every people. Let's start our topic: appointment of Supreme Court. Appointment of Supreme Court is done through collegium model, under which President of the advice of Council of Ministers appointment in the judges of the Supreme Court. Similarly, the judge of High Court are appointed by the President on the advice of Governor and Chief Justice of the respective state. Appointment of Supreme Court judges is done through collegium model, under which President on the advice of Council of the Ministers appoints the judges of Supreme Court. Then, what is the method of the appointment? At present, the appointment of the judges of Supreme Court follows the collegium model. First is, whenever a vacancy is expected to arise in the office of a judge of the Supreme Court, under the collegium model, the Chief Justice of India, after consulting with four senior most of the Supreme Court, will send his recommendation. Second is, thereafter the Prime Minister will advise the President and then President make the appointment. Third, amidst all, one more point that you need to note here: the Chief Justice will also consult the senior most judge hailing from the High Court of a prospective appointee. Next is Clause 2 of Article 124 of the Constitution describes the provision and methods of appointment of judges of the Supreme Court of India. As per this provision, every judge of the Supreme Court shall be appointed by the President after the consultation with such judges of the Supreme Court of the and the High Court in the states in the President may deem necessary for the purpose. What is the qualification and eligibility of the judges? Clause 3 of Article 123 of the Constitution defines the qualification and eligibility to be appointed as the judges of the Supreme Court. First is, must be citizen of India. Second, has been at least 5 years for a judges of High Court or more such courts in succession, or have been at least 10 years of advocate of a High Court. So, from the collegium model, Supreme Court judges are appointed. So, let's know what is collegium model. It is a judges appointment body constitution of the Chief Justice of India, 4 senior judges of the Supreme Court, the senior most judge hailing from the High Court of a prospective appointee. What is the function of the collegium model? The role if collegium is to select the eligible and qualified candidates, shortlist the candidates and recommend the name of the shortlisted the candidates to be Union Minister of Law, Justice and Company Affairs. However, the President has no obligation to appoint the recommended candidates as per the advice of the Chief Justice of India. He can reject the shortlisted candidates. In such a case of collegium will send the list of other shortlisted candidates. So, collegium model has the power to reject the shortlisted candidates. It has the power to the shortlist. It has to the power कि no obligation to appoint the recommendation conditions. Next is oath or affirmation. As per Article 124 and 3rd Schedule of the Constitution, the Chief Justice of a judge or a judge of the Supreme Court of India is required to make and subscribe in the presence of the President on oath or affirmation. Who is giving the oath? President is giving the oath. What is the tenure of the Supreme Court judges? By the time there is as such no fixed tenure of the judges of the Supreme Court. कोई फिक्स टाइम नहीं होता. However, the judges of Supreme Court, including the Chief Justice of India, retire at the age of the 65. When he is completing 65, then he will be retired. What is salary of the judges of Supreme Court? Article 125 of the Indian Constitution leaves it to the Indian Parliament to determine the salary, other allowance, leave of absence, pension, etc. of the Supreme Court judges. A judge of the Supreme Court drawn a salary of 2,50,000 per month, while the Chief Justice earns 2,80,000 per month. Next topic is training. Set up in 1993 in Bhopal, National Judicial Academy in Government founded training institution. Major role is to suggest judicial reform and provide research support. Besides, National Judicial Education Strategy has also been set up to provide training to judge and the other judges. So these was the procedure of the appointment, tenure, salary, process, collegium model. Up next topic is what is the process of the removal of the judges of the Supreme Court? As per the Constitution provision, a judge can be removed only by an order of the President based on the removal motion passed by both the houses of Parliament separately. Supreme Court judge only by an order of by the President. More often we use the term impeachment for the removal of judges, but the Constitution does not use the word impeachment. As such, rather states as removal of a Supreme Court judge under Clause 4, Article 124 and removal of High Court judge. Next is the judges of Supreme Court and High Court can be removed by the President. Judges of Supreme Court and High Court can be removed through removal motion passed with 2/3 majority in both of the houses separately on the ground of misbehavior or incapacity. Step 1. if a notice is given of a motion for presenting an address to the President praying for the removal of a judge, then it must be signed by, in the case of a notice is given in the House of the People, Lok Sabha or lower house, then not less than 100 members of that house, or in the case of notice is given in the Council of State. Second is, after receiving the such motion duly signed by the required members, the Speaker in case of Lok Sabha or Chairman in case of Rajya Sabha, after consulting such person, if any as he thinks fit, or after considering such material, if any as may be available to him, either admit the motion or may reject the motion. Third is, the Speaker of the Chairman, as the case may be, keep the motion pending and will constitute a committee for the purpose of making an investigation into the grounds on which the removal of a judge is prayed for. The committee consists of 3 members, of whom one shall be chosen from among the Chief Justice and others. Fourth is the committee that shall, from definite charges against the judge on the basis of which the investigation is proposed to be held. You can see by this picture what is the process of the removal of the judges. Next is, such charges together with the statement of the ground on which each such charge is based shall be communicated to the judge, and he shall be given a responsible opportunity of presenting a written statement of defiance within such time as may be specified in this behalf by the committee. Sixth is, the committee may, after considering the written statement of the judge and the medical report, if any, amend the charge framed, and in such case the judge shall be given a responsible opportunity of presenting a fresh written statement in defense. Next is, at the conclusion of the investigation, the committee shall submit its report to the Speaker, or, as the case may be, to the Chairman, stating therein its finding on each of the charges separately, with such observation on the whole case as it thinks fit. Eighth is, the Speaker or the Chairman, as the case may be, shall cause the report submitted as soon as may be before the House of the People or the Council of States respectively. Ninth is, if the report of the committee contains a finding that the judge is not guilty of any misbehavior or does not suffer from any incapacity, then no further steps shall be taken in either House or Parliament in relation to the report and the motion pending in the House or the House of Parliament. Ninth is, in the respect of the committee contains a finding that the judge is not guilty of any misbehavior or does not suffer from any incapacity, then no further steps shall be taken in either House or Parliament in relation to the report and the motion pending in the House of the Houses of the Parliament shall not be proceed with it. Tenth is, if the motion is adopted by each House of Parliament in accordance with the provision of Clause 4 of Article 124, or as the case may be in accordance with that clause, read with Article 218 of the Constitution, then the misbehavior or incapacity of the judge shall be deemed to have been proved by the Judge Inquiry Act. They can remove. That first step is, if a notice is given of a motion for presenting and address the President praying for the removal of a judges, then it must be signed by. In the Lok Sabha or lower house, in the case of a notice is given in the house of the people, Lok Sabha or lower house, then not less than 100 members of that house or in the Rajya Sabha or upper house, in the case of a notice is given in the Council of States, Rajya Sabha or upper house, then not less than 50 members of that council. These both are different number of members for the removal of the Supreme Court judge. Step second, in the Lok Sabha or lower house, after receiving the such motion duly signed by the Lok Sabha or chairman in case of Rajya Sabha think fit, and after considering such material in the motion of the reject the motion in the Rajya Sabha, it required the speaker, after consulting such person, if any as may be available to him. Step third, the speaker of the chairman, as the case may be, keep the motion pending and will constitute a committee for the purpose of making an investigation into the grounds on which the removal of judges is prayed for. The committee consists of 3 members, of whom one shall be chosen from among the Chief Justice and other judges of Supreme Court. One shall be chosen from among the Chief Justice of the High Court. One shall be person who is in the opinion of the Speaker, or as the case may be, the chairman, distinguished jurist. These 3 persons are chosen by different courts for the keep the motion pending and will constitute a committee. Fourth step is, the committee shall frame definite charge against the judge on the basis of which the investigation is proposed to be held. These 3 people are framing the charges against the judge, and they are investigating to their purpose. Fifth is, such charges together with a statement of the grounds on which each such charge is based shall be communicated to the judge, and he shall be given a reasonable opportunity of presenting a written statement of defense within such time as may be specified in this behalf by the committee. It's very long term. To the removal of the Supreme Court, there are the 10 steps. They are investigating committee, all parliaments, Lok Sabha members, Rajya Sabha members. Many people are investigating against them. Sixth is, the committee may, after considering the written statement of the judge and the medical report. If any, amend the charges framed, and in such case, the judge shall be given a reasonable opportunity of presenting a fresh written statement in defense. Seventh is, at the conclusion of the investigation, the committee shall submit its report to the speaker, or as the case may be, to the chairman, stating therein its finding on each of the charges separately, with such observation on the whole case as it thinks fit. Eighth is not eighth. Look this, how these three people are submitting their report. Which type of report? Their investigation report. Those they collected evidence against him, and then next step is, if the report of the committee complain finding that the judge is not guilty of any misbehavior or does not suffer from any incapacity, then no further step shall be taken in either House of Parliament in relation to the report, and the motion pending in the House or the House of Parliament shall not be proceed with. Next, if the report of the committee contains a finding that the judge is guilty, that was the not guilty, this is guilty, of any misbehavior or suffers from any capacity, then the motion shall, together with the report of the committee, be taken up for consideration by the House of the Parliament in which it is pending. Then after, that case may be admitted. Previously, if they are not getting any evidence against them, they were not able to prove them, then it will be reject. Then after, if case is admitted, if the motion is adopted by each House of Parliament in accordance with the provision of Clause 4 of Article 124, as the case may be in accordance with that clause read with Article 218 of the Constitution, then the misbehavior or incapacity of the judge shall be presented in the prescribed manner to the President by each House of Parliament in the same manner, in the same session in which the motion has been adopted. These three people will be moved in the President of the House, and then after they are submitting the report with the for the misbehavior, incapacity of the judges, and they were presenting to prescribed manners to the President or the both houses. Then after, President will read that fully report, different reports. Then after, he will be decide these reports are correct or not, then he will take decision. Our next topic is appointment of Chief Justice of High Court. So now we had completed the procedure, appointment, salary, oath, retirement, and procedure, removal, everything in the Supreme Court. Now we will discuss about the High Court. The process of appointment must be initiated well in time to ensure the completion at least 1 month prior to the date of anticipated vacancy for the Chief Justice of the High Court. And the proposal for the appointment of Chief Justice of the High Court would be initiated by the Chief Justice of India. What is the proposal? The proposal for the appointment of Chief Justice of a High Court would be initiated by the Chief Justice of India. The Chief Justice of India would send the recommendation for the appointment of a poised judge of the High Court as Chief Justice of that High Court or of another High Court, in consultation with the two senior most judges of the Supreme Court. The views of the judges of the Supreme Court, thus consulted, would then be sent by the Chief Justice of India along with his proposal to the Union Ministry of Law, Justice and Company Affairs. After receipt of the recommendation of the Chief Justice of India, the Union Ministry of Law, Justice and Company Affairs would obtain the views of the concerned state government. After receipt of the views of the state government, the Union Ministry of Law, Justice and Company Affairs will submit. Look this flow chart. Chief Justice of India consult two senior most judges, then send recommendation to Law Ministry, then Law Ministry obtains the view of the concerned state government, then Law Ministry submit proposal to Prime Minister, then Prime Minister advise the President of India, then the President of India makes the appointment. So, this is the process for the appointment of the Chief Justice, Justice of High Court. First two senior most judges, then Law Ministry, then concerned state government, then Prime Minister, President and State Government. President. What is the qualification and eligibility? The clause 2 of Article 217 of the Constitution defines the qualification and eligibility to be appointed as the judges of the High Court as same process, must be citizen of India and has for at least 10 years held a judicial office in the territory of India. What is the tenure? Tenure by the time there is as such no fixed tenure of the judges of the High Court. However, the judges of High Court, including the Chief Justice of India, retires at the age of 62. So, no fixed tenure of the judges of Supreme Court, no fixed tenure of the judges of High Court. What is the salary? In the Article 221 of the Indian Constitution leaves it to the Indian Parliament to determine the salary, other allowances, leave of absence, pension, etc. of the High Court judges. In the Article 221 has given what is their salary, what is their leave for the absence, what is their pension of the High Court of Judges. Judge of the High Court drawn a salary of 2,25,000 per month, while the Chief Justice earns 2,50,000 per month. Our next topic is appointment of the judges of the District Court of India. From these topics, some introduction already I had given in the 11th class. Only we will rewind in this video. What is the qualification and eligibility of the subordinate courts? Lower court must be citizen of India and a minimum of 7 years of practice as a lawyer at bar council, lawyer at bar council. What is the process of the appointment of judges of the district court? In the clause 1 of article 233 of the Constitution describes the provisions and method of appointment of judges of the district courts of India. The judges of subordinate courts are appointed by the governor in consultation with the Chief Justice of the High Court of the concerned state. What is the process of the removal of judges? A district judge or an additional district judge can be removed from his office by the state government in consultation with the High Court. District Court judges process of the removal, it's not very difficult, it is not long term. It is only consulted by the state government in consultation with the High Court. Let's start our new topic. Next topic. Next topic is judicial training. The students, what is judicial training? Judicial training for the training of Supreme Court and High Court judges and judicial officers in India. A government-funded training institute, namely National Judicial Academy, is constituted. This institute was founded in 1993 and is located in Bhopal with a registered office in New Delhi. Introduction. The judiciary is considered as the guardian of the Constitution on the mandates of rule of law by protecting the rights and liberties of individuals and limiting the government within its sphere. The role of the judicial institution conventionally and popularly is to adjudicate and resolve the dispute of both the type criminal as well as civil. See, this is the process. At the time of the jurist John Marshall, but also lawmaker through of judicial review involved. You can see in this picture what is the process of the judiciary review. Judiciary review is a principle of legal doctrine or a practice whereby a court can examine or review an executive or a legislative act such as law or some other governmental or administrative decision and determine if the act is France and Canada. Judicial review allows the court to invalidate or nullify the law or the act of the legislature or the executive if they are found to be contrary to the constitution. In the United Kingdom, judicial review powers are restricted. The court do not have authority or nullify or invalidate legislation of the parliament. Likewise, there may be other countries where courts may have different kinds of restrictions and may review only one branch. They have the different type of separation of powers. Who is the master of the judicial review? In the previous class, I already explained about the John Marshall. He has given the method of the judicial review. Concept and meaning of the judicial review. Exclusively used in the constitutional law, judicial review literally means the revision of the decree or sentence of an inferior court by a superior court, and it works through the review as prescribed by the laws of land. Next is grounds of judicial review. The concept of judicial review functions under two concepts. First is rule of law, that is constitutionalism. Second is separation of powers. Separation of powers, that is maintaining the federal characteristics of the constitution. Until these concepts are maintained, there is no scope of judicial review, but the moment any of them following are some of the specific grounds to apply the provision of judicial review. First is illegality. Whenever any administrative body exercises its power beyond its limit, it is ultra vires or simply illegal. Secondly, if lawmaking body makes any such provision which does not fall under the mandates of the constitution, it is illegal. Second is irrationality. If any decision, policy or action through legal but against the interests of public at large, it is considered as irrational or unreasonable. Hence, in such condition, under the provision of judicial review, can take action against such decision or action. Third is procedural impropriety. For every administrative, legislative, or even judicial action or work, a proper procedure is defined by the law. Hence, if it is not followed as per the provision established by law, then it falls under the category of procedural impropriety. It means before making any decision, the respective law and provision need to be followed. The significant rules of this ground are: a man must not be judge in his own case and hear the other side. Thank you.